I think you're right when you say that AI can solve many, many problems, because AI has this ability to see all the interactions in a system that we don't even begin to understand. And then with the right ponderation, it can find, I would say, a viable solution to maybe sometimes completely different than what humans could come up with. I think that's a fact. For many things.
Could it also choose the best candidate among two people running for office, for example?
I would say so.
Why not?
I would say
it's a solution.
You know, when
sense,
you also when you think of it, when you have to negotiate with the president about, let's say, tariffs. That's
Just
an
to
example.
pick an example.
Pick an example, and that you have an erratic president with a lot of power and very much loved in his own country, by the way, not by all, but by a lot anyway, enough. Maybe instead of just going there like this, you ask AI. You know, that could be a good way. So to analyze the past decisions, and then AI could come up with a good solution.
Right.
But there's one thing that is super important when you talk about this, because this is where we're going, I think, you know, slowly towards a world where we naturally give AI more and more power to decide because it makes good decisions, because it's smarter than we are, because it's faster than we are. And, you know, we here would say, hey, come on, we won't let this. We won't let this happen. Such as, you know, controlling students' attention in class. By cameras, so that we know when this kid or this kid is slowly becoming less concentrated, and the teacher goes, hey you know,
right,
and so you can animate a class so much better.
Right.
But that means you read the mind of all these students, and you say, no, there's no way a professor would do this. Right.
AI could do it better.
But AI could do it better. So, you know, slowly
based on the visual cues or whatever.
Slowly
right?
you'd say. If we have this in the university, maybe that's good because we pay. I mean, that costs a lot of money, university. We want them to succeed.
Right.
So, okay, let's put this in the university.
Okay.
And then slowly the professors who didn't like it think, oh, it's not that bad. And then, you know, the system puts so many information to you. You don't have the time to reflect. You slowly say, accept.
Right.
I bet everybody's listening.
Right.
Plays on accept. Whenever they ask you your permission with your data.
Right.
So, same thing. And at the end of the day, you realize this professor at the university who was against control of the students' attention, signs a letter a few years later saying, oh, no, of course you can do this with my 8-year-old kids in school. Right? Because there's this thing that I think is absolutely fascinating, which is Overton's window.
Yes.
And so Overton was a researcher that said that politicians can only win within a certain window.
Right, a certain period of time. While the market is ready for those ideas,
exactly.
right? Yeah, exactly.
If people are not ready for those ideas, you cannot even try
it's not
to
work.
sell them.
Right.
You know, like, for example, what I was telling you about the skills insurance, it's not in the Overton's window yet. So you've got this window.
Okay.
Everything that outside of the window has no chance whatsoever to ever become a public policy,
right,
or even desired.
Right.
But then let's move the window. And when and this window moves with methods, with cognitive manipulation,
and be moved, right?
And move. Yeah, you can move it the way you want.
Right.
And people say, no, you know what? I have ethical values. And there is no way I will ever accept this because I am, you know, very anchored in my ethical world, and that is not going to change. That's where I say that ethics is somewhere on a continuum and is always moving.
Right.
And they say, no, you know, I feel my values very deep inside. They're not moving. So think about 1978, I think there was this first kid that has been produced with medically assisted procreation, I think that's called.
Test tube baby.
Voilà.
Louise Brown was her name.
Wow.
I remember.
Voilà. And you may remember as well that a lot of people said vade retro satanas, blaspheme. We cannot play God.
Right.
That's absolutely, this is never going to pick up this technology.
Right.
It will never be accepted.
Right.
Well, 50 years down the road, if your couple fails to fall pregnant after 6 months, the doctor will say, oh, you know what? I suggest you do the la procréation médicalement assistée.
IVF.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so accepted that it's now reimbursed by the state. So it's just telling you it went from blasphemer to a public policy.
Right.
And that's one example.
Overton window moving, isn't it? Yeah.
And sometimes say, but that's only this. Everything changes. We used to be able to, comment est-ce qu'on dit, to deduct les pots de vin. Well, how do you call a pot de vin? When you're in a deal, you put money below the table.
Oh, under the table. Oh, okay.
You could deduct that from your declaration, tax declaration, because today that would like that.
That's
insane.
a bribe. You're talking about, right?
Yeah, bribe is the word. Oh. So you could officially deduct them from your taxes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But that not anymore.
All those opportunities missed.
And there's another one if you want to talk about like amazing things. In 2022, end of the year, you ask what happened. What was like the major thing that happened? Everybody will say ChatGPT. That was like the big tsunami. And the same week, something else happened. And that is probably way bigger. That's like a tsunami from, la vague de fond.
2022?
Yes.
Is that COVID, I suppose, right? Or the
no,
vaccines?
No. That's it's health related.
Okay.
So basically, to put a bit of context, in Switzerland, we have a moratoire.
A moratorium, yes.
On genetical modification on plants.
Oh.
Right? We cannot modify plants.
Okay.
And it has been absolutely very recently prolongé.
Prolonged.
Prolonged, to say that?
Yeah,
Right? Okay. So that's
extended,
rather, for another years still. So we protect the genomic of our plants. Good. Now, meanwhile, in late November, December 2022, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration of the US, validated or accepted a treatment that modifies genetically humans.
Oh.
To treat a disease that was not a terminal disease without any solution.
Okay.
Because
was that 2022? That's mRNA you're talking about, right?
No, it was just
a general kind of.
It's a genetic.
Just a rubber stamp. Okay, right?
That you can use that one,
okay.
And it's for hemophilia.
Oh, okay. I've never heard this story. I didn't know.
No, and hemophilia is not a nice disease to have.
Sure.
But there are treatments. You can live with hemophilia. It's not cool, but you can live with it.
Right.
It's certainly not cool for the insurance because you cost millions.
Okay.
Over the whole life.
Yes.
Now comes this treatment, which everybody would say, oh, no, this is unethical. You cannot do this. Except that you have a kid. Your doctor tells you it's hemophile. If it's a he, will never play football. No. And you'll be always afraid. Yeah. And he will have to take medication all his life. Or you have this treatment.
Right.
Yeah, you play God a bit, but he could have a normal life. So as a parent, you'd say, you know what, let's try that. The insurance says it is super expensive, but less than a treatment
over a lifetime. Yes.
So guess what? I mean, I haven't seen the numbers or since 2022, but there's a fair chance that such medications will be not only slowly accepted, but they will become public policy, which is the middle of the Overton window.
Right.
Because it's financially interesting, because of many, many good reasons.
Yes.
So that's when you talk about AI and will we be ruled by AI, everybody will say no today, of course. But if cognitive war is actually happening, eventually, maybe not too far a distant future, we may be thinking that, having a federal counselor as an AI wouldn't be a big, a stupid idea. of course, that's the futurist speaking and not the politician. I shouldn't be saying those things as a politician, but I think it's really important to look further out to identify scenarios.
Sure.
And look out for what could be coming. And all of this should make us think of who is behind AI.
Mm-hmm. No, I see.
Who is,
Cui bono.
coloring the data set used to train an LLM, and with what ideologies.
Yes.
I think that it all boils down to that.
Right.